Good morning, MJ. Good morning, everyone. We'll be exploring FreeCAD once again. So, this is a spoon I created on FreeCAD. I'm going to be teaching you how I did this. FreeCAD is actually very easy, it's just that probably you don't have prior experience in other modeling software or the interface. Some things are not as clear. They have some sketchy stuff. It's not as clear. But anyways, let's start with today's tutorial. So now we want to create something like this. Please, I would urge that you pay attention. There is a lot that's going to be hidden from this. So now, okay. Now let me create a new thing. I would like to remove this one. I don't want to see this. Remove. Yeah. So I can name this. I can choose to name this. So, command 1. Let me name it spoon. S-P-O-O-N. So spoon. I've created a spoon. This is just a label for your model. You understand? Make sure that you are in part design. Once you are in part design, you go down to once you're in part design, you come to your tags and you click start part. When you click on start part, you go to your start part. Okay, create body, then create sketch. You can click here to create sketch, or you come here and click create sketch. You understand? Or you come to sketch and click create sketch. So one of the advantages of this software is that it has multiple places you can find your tool that you want to use. Or so I've clicked on create sketch. So I'll click on my top plane. I want to use my top plane. Now the advantage of planes is just like your 3D world. You understand? They are usually your 3D world. Your 2D world comprises of your front, your y and x axis, but your 3D world has y, x, and z axis. So it's in 3-dimensional. So we want to pick the top plane. You understand? Why I'm picking the top plane is because that's where I want to create. When I look at my spoon from the top, what am I seeing from the top of my spoon? I'm seeing something that has a circular top, then another a handle. So I'm going to sketch down on that top plane. So I click on this and it automatically brings me here. If it is not centered, to center it, I told you place VF1. You can place VF1 to center it. Do you understand? You press VF1 to center it, or you come to
music licensing.
This one is on view. I think let's go to what's the name of this to waste my time. I'm always good with shortcut. Take a lot of time to go through this. And look at it. Fit all. You understand? And there is fit selection. Fit all or fit selection. VF or VS. So to fit all, like if I want to fit all, I'm not clicking anything. So I press VF5 and VF. So that's fit all. Now imagine that
music licensing.
And this I want to center it. I'm clicking selection VS. Trying to just VS to center it. So now let's go to creating the profile. These are your tools. Anything that you want to sketch, you may basically use. These are just shapes. From here to here are shapes that are used for sketching. You understand? This one that you are seeing are to what? Adjust your sketch fillet and constraint preserving sketch fillet. is a type of sketch fillet. This is trim edges, GT. Shortcut P2 is there. So you can be learning extend edge. This is also a split edge. This is what? Create external geometry. I will be talking about them as we are going. This is what? Toggle construction geometry. So there are times that we need to toggle between construction geometry. So we will be talking about them. So these ones, they are constrained. You see, from here to here, they are all constrained. They are used to constrain your sketch entities. They are used to constrain your sketch entities. You have the coincidence, the point on object, you have the vertical, the horizontal, the parallel, the perpendicular, the tangent, and you can see their shortcut. You see the equal, the symmetric, the constraint block, we have the lock, we have the dimension. Now if you want to dimension horizontal, vertical, we have the what? Constraint distance. You want to constrain a particular distance. This for radius dimension and this for angle dimension. And this is for toggle. You want to toggle between visibilities. So these that you are seeing here, if you select associated constraint, you want to select a particular constraint, you use it. Select associated geometry. You understand? To hide internal geometry, you can click it. Symmetry. You want to create symmetry between two things. I will be applying all these things. You see them. You want to copy something and paste it. You use this one. You use this like that. So let's continue with our spoon. To create our spoon now, I'll come to my center point arc, or I use my end point trim arc. I would prefer to use my end point trim arc. So what I will do first of all is to click this, forgive me, okay, then click escape. Let me move this. I want to move this. Now you discover it is constrained here. What is the constraint? This constraint, it has a name. Do you understand? So you delete. I don't want the constraint. Click it, delete, so that it will not be touching this place. You understand? So I move it back here. I can click on this and also hold shift, click on this. Then I click my V for vertical. You understand? Or I come here and click vertical, constraint vertically. Did you see that there is a line, vertical line shown? Now I've been able to do this. Now if you see this, it is not horizontal. So I click this point, hold my shift, click this point, and I click horizontal, which is H. Did you see now is now at the center? And this they have relationship. So this is the constraint I'm telling you about. You understand? These are relations. So now we have done this. The next thing is to create
music licensing reimagined.
Have something like this. Let's create this one too. So you escape, you click on this and you click on this and your V for vertical. Do you understand? You see the relationship. Click on this and you click on this. You go to tangent. Look at tangent. Tangent here, or T for tangent. Click this. Okay, so let's go back. When I click tangent, because I'm already clicking on this, it's already clicked. So I'll click this and click this to tangent it.
Music licensing.
So click this, click this. Tangent. You see it? Now I will go back to that same 3 points. Now I want to create something like this. Hold this and press T. Tangent it. This and this and press T. Tangent it. Hold this and this. This and this and press V. Horizontal. So you have gotten this. You can also click this and press V so that they align. Now I can bring this, increase it, decrease
Music licensing
it, making sense.
reimagined.
So now this and this, I can click H to horizontal, this and this horizontal H. You understand? So that the curve will be looking very good. So the next thing, I come here, click this, and I click this one, and I click this one, and I click this. Are you seeing what I'm doing? I'm creating that curved edge of the spoon. I escape. So I click this,
Music
and I click
licensing
this. I say
reimagined.
T for tangent. Click this, and I click this. I say T for tangent. I come here, click this, and I click this, and I say V for horizontal. Now you see that it automatically on this line, because this one was already constrained to the line when I created the other relationship. So I want this and this to be horizontal, so I click H.
Artlist.io.
Now, no, I don't want it, sorry. I want to give this dimension to reduce the size. Come to my vertical dimension. So this point and this point, I want it to be 15. So, and now look at something. The radius, the way it is bent, I don't like it. So I have to, did you see what I'm doing? I move it outward. Now I go to dimension, constraint radius, constraint dimension. So I can click on this, saying let me keep it at 60 mm. So now instead of me to go back and give this one 60 mm also, what I will just do is to escape, click on this and click on this and say equal to. Are you seeing? I'm able to create relationship. Now I come to what are they calling it? This one, I've not given this dimension, so I come to it also. I come to this side, click on my constraint radius or constraint dimension you want. So when I click on 70, I like it at 70, so I keep it 70. I also use it here too. I want to give here, let me make here 20. So now I want to now this hold here and hold this and say equal to. So you see, I've been able to create a relationship for this now. You see how it's looking. Now the next thing is to create
Music
the
licensing
handle. So I
reimagined.
click on my line. See the line I click on? GL for line. So you can go and click on it. So you come, you see the way I'm using my mouse. I click here to click this. If I want to duplicate this in this other side, there's no need of me coming here and drawing this one here. I can just come to this side. Escape.
Music
They are not showing,
licensing
just pardon me.
reimagined.
Let's not waste time trying to troubleshoot it. So, but this is supposed to just click this, then escape. Now this and this create equal to. You understand? So they are equal in this thing. This and this, you create what? Tangency T. This and this, you create tangency T. So you see the way it is. You can increase this for the spoon to be longer. So once you've created this, to create this end, you click this and you click this, and you've gotten this. You escape. Now you've gotten your spoon looking from the top as a spoon.
Music
Now,
licensing reimagined.
okay, you can add constraint. You can add constraint, you understand? What I meant by constraint is that you can add relationship to everything to fully constrain it. If I move this thing, you discover that it's moving because it's not properly constrained. If I properly constrain it, if I move it, it's not supposed to move. Why at times when you are working with assembly, this is very important that you constrain your work properly. But let's not waste time trying to do that, I will maybe teach a particular topic on
Music
constraining
licensing
proper
reimagined.
working environment. So we click this and we click this tangent because we discover it's not curved. Press your T, tangent, this and this, your T, your tangent. You see the relationship is shown. You understand? Now I can close this. So if I look at it, I have my spoon by the top. So now, since I have my spoon by the top, we'll start today by padding. Pad is it's
Artlist.io.
not pad for woman. It's normal pad. Padding is more like extrude in SolidWorks, and it's more like this thing in Blender. So when you click on pad, you see that you have created a thickness. You've created a thickness.
Music
Maybe
licensing
let's say
reimagined.
80 or 50. 50 is alright. So I've extruded this thing 50. But look at something. If I click on this surface and come here
Artlist.io.
and okay, if I click on this surface and press F2, one,
Music licensing
but by the
reimagined.
side, you discover that this is not looking like a spoon from the side. From the top, it's looking like a spoon. From the side, it's not looking like a spoon. So we have to apply something. I like to name my stuff. I don't like to use pad because of I'm using SolidWorks Extrude. So I'll just label it here, change it to Extrude instead of pad.
Artlist.io.
You understand? So you can name your element. So now what I need to do is to, first of all, I need to hold my shift, move my mouse to move it around. You understand? Now this thing depends on the particular gesture
Music
you are using,
licensing reimagined.
particular orbits. Like free thumbnail. If I click free thumbnail now, you see that it's moving freely. It's not constrained to one side. You see? So I prefer to use free thumbnail. Free thumbnail
Artlist.io.
is more, you understand? So, and card, if you put it in card, if you go to gesture, see, gesture now, you can just easily move with your mouse. Just click on your screen and move with your mouse. Did you see how gesture is working? If you come to
Music licensing
there's Maya
reimagined.
gesture, open cascade, like that. But open inventor, all these things are for Rivet, for other software, you understand? They just create the way they move so that if you are transitioning from one software to the other, it will be very easy for you. You will not find it very difficult. This is dimension. I think I've made mention of it the other time. So this is just for dimensioning. Now, the next thing we can do is to create a sketch profile by this side. That sketch profile is what is going to guide how the spoon will look by your side. So now, if I want to create a sketch profile, I will have to create this sketch profile at
Music
the
licensing
middle.
reimagined.
At the middle, I have to create a plane at the middle. There are different ways of creating it. One of them is to come to this, create datum line, or you come to, no, this one is create datum line. We are talking about create datum plane. You understand? To create a
Artlist.io.
datum plane, you click on this and you see it has created. Now, if you did not select your extrude, you cannot be able to create this plane. So exit this. First of all, select extrude. Then you go to click datum plane. So when you click datum plane, you see that your pad is showing. Still showing pad.
Music licensing
don't like-
reimagined.
So show extrude. You understand? So let me still edit this datum plane. Now if you go to deactivate object X axis, that's where it's linked. If I want it at the middle, X Z. If you go to you see your cursor here, X Z. You understand? So it is at the middle. We've been able to create that one. Now what I need now is to convert this to a plane. Click
Artlist.io.
OK. Convert this sketch to a what? Plane that you can draw on it. So to convert, it's either I click it here, this datum plane, right click and go to okay. It's not here, it's supposed to be here now. Okay, click on this, come to here, sketch plane. So I click on sketch plane. Now there's issue. If I want to sketch, look at something. If I want to sketch like this, the side of my plane, if I click on this, did you see that I'm not seeing what is? It's not transparent enough for me to see what is there. So let me escape. For me to be able to see this thing, I have to toggle my view. So there's wireframe. So if I click wireframe, I'm able to see the wireframe of this object. If I click hidden lines, it's showing in hidden lines. If I click no shading, did you see? It's showing no shading. So the flat lines, showing just flat lines. The best one, most at times, I usually use point. No, wireframe. Wireframe is best for me, or I use hidden lines. So I just use wireframe, or you do what we call section. You section, view section. So when you click on view section, it will cut that plane. You use that plane, cut it, and you are able to see what is there. So it's just up to you. So, but let's go to wireframe. You understand? So, and we can now draw the side. So click on this.
Music licensing reimagined.
I want it to go like this by this side. See what I'm doing?
Artlist.io.
So I'll go to my line, click this, and bring it to this place. Then I'll exit. Click this and this, I say tangent.
Music
Click this and
licensing
this, I say
reimagined.
tangent. Bring this upward. Adjust. Construction line to create constraint. You understand? Construction line will just help me to make sure that they are properly, you understand? Now to create those construction line, I'll be applying a technique called
Music licensing reimagined.
So look at create point. I can create some points that I will use, you understand? Or I create some line. It's all up to me.
Artlist.io.
So can toggle construction geometry. So when I toggle why is this my mouse in this behavior now?
Music licensing
Always
reimagined.
remember, let me leave gesture. So gesture now. Shift. It's what I want. So most of the times I use card. Stop myself.
Artlist.io.
So now I want that there should be what edges that I can use to what align this my boundary. So to get those edges, I have to what convert this other plane outside. You may not get what I'm saying, but
Music
what
licensing
I'm saying.
reimagined.
So convert now. If I move this,
Artlist.io.
move click on this point. Look at something. Okay, let me move this.
Music licensing reimagined.
Look at what's going on. Did you see? Did you see what just happened? A line appeared. I don't want this line. I want the edge. So I click on this. And that edge. I go to the other side, hold my shift, move it to the other side.
Artlist.io.
So you can move the constraint.
Music licensing
You see
reimagined.
what just happened. So this is it. I've been able to create this. I can drop my tool, escape. So the reason why I created all this
Artlist.io.
V5, VF is to create boundaries for my. Now if you look at, if we come to this thing, you will notice they have their constraint. This line has a constraint.
Music licensing reimagined.
Constraint because it is taking its relationship from this part that we did. It is taking the relationship from the part. So that's the reason. So we can clear external geometry. If I clear it, look, when I clear external geometry, it's not showing. If I come here on this one too, you see there's no more external geometry because like that.
Music licensing reimagined.
So now, if
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
So let's leave it at this. So I'm able to get this boundary. What I can do now is to click on this line, create a boundary.
Artlist.io.
See when it is 90 degrees, I drop it. Click on this because of that edge I used. So most of the times it's likely good to use the edges. I can delete this if I don't want this. Let me delete it because it's not achieving what I want. So you click on these two lines
Music
and you say
licensing
toggle
reimagined.
construction line. So it has made this line a construction line. You see, toggle the toolbar or select toolbar from construction mode. So I've been able to create that. So since I have that as a construction, I can use it to constrain this. Close, then I come to
Artlist.io.
this sketch. I can use it to constrain this sketch. So click on this point, click on this line. Coincidence.
Music licensing reimagined.
So click here, leave it at 20. Click here, leave it at
Artlist.io.
15. Or let me this one. Can you see?
Music licensing reimagined.
This so even this line I did, there is no use. Let me delete it. No use. So I can click say 10. So that line and that line
Artlist.io.
yeah. So your dimension, this and this is what I want.
Music licensing reimagined.
I'm not worried about constraining them anymore, so we can just work with this. So now to work with this, what I need first of all,
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
very good. Go school. Don't forget.
This guy serious now today.
No,
Artlist.io.
you say in get color. So now I've been able to create this. Now since I've created this, I have to apply loft. See, I can delete this relationship that I've done if I don't want it. The main thing, I've arranged my model where I want.
Music
You
licensing
understand? So,
reimagined.
but it's always necessary to keep all those relationships. Since I put it in construction line, there will not be need. You understand? So now what I will do is to come to, now I have to create another plane. Create another plane by this side, create another plane by this side. I can duplicate this plane that I've already created to the other side and to the other side, so that I'll have this sketch and I'll loft. I'll still create the planes, which is possible, but instead of doing that, why not just duplicate this sketch? So I click on this sketch, I click copy. Now when I'm clicking copy, I want to toggle, leave only this, remove this. I can keep them, but I don't want this extrude. I don't want this datum plane. I don't want all these ones. All I need is just this. So I've copied just that. Then Ctrl V.
Artlist.io.
But when I paste it, you cannot see it. Why? This is on the same line as the previous one. So I have to extend it a bit. So I come to position. So did you see what I'm doing? X-axis. Did you see that it's moving? So if I look at it from my top
licensing reimagined.
top plane now, let me look at it from my top plane. Then I go back to this X-axis. Sorry.
Artlist.io.
On position, please, on position. So x-axis, are you seeing it? It's moving, it's moving. Once it's closer to the edge, that's 30 complete. You say okay. You know it's 30, you can copy this. Ctrl C. Copy
Music
this.
licensing reimagined.
Now, this same thing that you pasted, since we've already copied this before now, paste it also again. You cannot paste it again, so you have to copy it again. Ctrl C. Remove all these ones. Your sketch. Come back here. Ctrl V. You see it's now 3. Now I want it to be in the other side. Sorry, I want it to be in the other side. So for it to be in the other side, that means I have to do position -30. -30. Did you see? Yeah, it's now showing in the other side. So I've been able to create this sketch in 2 places. Now look at something. If I go to isometric, which is 0, did you see that they are on the same line? But the truth of it, your spoon is not like that. Except your fake, but your spoon is a bit bent. So I can bend this down one, this middle one, and leave these 2 the way they are, or I bend 2 of them. So instead of bending the 2 of them, I'll just bend the down one. So I click, which is the first one. So I click on it to bend it downward. Sorry. Position. This one, that's X. Z, that's not what I'm supposed to take. 0. So most of the time, just use your cursor. So if you look, it is Y.
Artlist.io.
So I'm bringing it down. It's going up. Let me use this thing. What are we calling it? Front plane, so that you can see it's going up. I don't want it up. I want it down. So -20. Do you see that it's down? -20 is too much. So I say -15. Are you seeing it? I've been able to create something like this. So now I will do what we call the loft. I will loft these sketches together. So I go to what? My loft. If you see it, I can create that loft as a part. So to create the loft as a part, all I just need to do is to go to part. When I go to part, I click on this sweep, there's loft. There's what?
Reimagined.
Roller surface. I will talk on all those things. Loft. So when I click on loft, it is asking me, I need this first one. I can start with the last one, bring it to the side, go to the second one, bring it to the side, and go to the first one, bring it to the side. Now, if you click OK, you will see something. Now, you are not able to see it because we used, let's go back to our part design. We used, on our part design now, we use section. Sorry, we use, where is that picture? Okay, we are on wireframe. So we toggle back to as is. So as is. Did you see? Are you seeing this? As is now, it is. Okay, I can hide this plane. Transparency. Or you can say toggle visibility.
Artlist.io.